of the journey. A journey that will take you to a land of dreams. There's a secret never telling where your heart is ever dwelling. Neverland, Neverland. In your dreams you'll find a place where magic lives without a trace. It's Neverland, Neverland. Second star to the right, second star to the right, straight on till morning. Neverland, Neverland. The adventure began at a house in London.
In this house lived a man, his wife, their daughter, and 2 sons.
They were the Darling family, and the name suited them quite well. Every evening at 8:10, Mr. and Mrs. Darling would make their way up to the nursery
And took Wendy, John, and Michael into bed.
On guard, you filthy pirate!
Arr! The treasure's mine! Not even the Royal Navy can take me now!
Is that so?
John and Michael, that'll be quite enough. It's time for bed now.
Mother, are you certain you have to go to this ball?
Yes, quite certain, darling. The president of your father's bankers is expecting us.
Can't Wendy tell us a story before we go to bed?
Well,
Yes, Wendy, a story.
A story about pirates and mermaids and...
Hogwash, hogwash. Angela, darling, help me with this, won't you?
yes, of course, darling.
And no stories tonight, children. Straight to bed.
Aww.
That's fine, dear. Thank you. No, really, it's fine. I've got it. Besides, children, you should be thinking about money and careers and families of your own. Especially you, Wendy.
Yes, Father.
All this talk of mermaids and pirates and fairies, it's all so juvenile.
But George,
Now, Angela, the children must grow up someday. After all, first and foremost, children, what must we always remember?
duty,
discipline, and dignity.
Precisely. Come, Angela, we're late.
Yes, one more thing first, George. Michael's medicine.
Oh, yes.
Mother!
Michael, you know you need your medicine. And Wendy, only one story tonight.
Yes, Mother. Only one story.
Good. And try to work in something about a banker, or perhaps a member of parliament.
One night, not long ago, a wealthy banker was murdered on his way home by a band of dreadful pirates. Arrgh!
Wendy, John, Michael, good night.
And here we are, Michael. Just drink it up and we'll be on our way.
Do I have to?
Now, Michael, just be a brave little boy. Drink it up.
But it's so horrid. Michael. Yuck!
That wasn't so bad, was it? Now come, Angela. We mustn't keep the president waiting any longer. Good night, children.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, Wendy, a story.
Very well. Once upon a time, there was a girl who had long blonde hair who had to go work for a witch who locked her in a tub.
Wendy, we've heard this one a million times before.
Yes, the prince shows up at the tower and tells her to throw down her hair.
Let's hear a new one. About Hook.
Yes, the dreadful James Hook, captain of the Jolly Roger.
Very well, if you insist. Now, Hook had a shipmate by the name of Mr. Smee. Mr. Smee was a strange fellow. They used to say he once killed 6 dozen men in one day. Now, following the bloody pillaging of a nearby port, Mr. Smee returned home. And that was how Captain Hook saved Mr. Smee from the savage Indians. The end.
Tink! Where'd you go? You know I can't leave here without you. Tink!
Boy, why are you crying?
I can't find my fairy. And besides, I'm not crying. What's your name?
Wendy Moira Angela Darwin. What's yours?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan? You're the boy from all those stories. The boy who would never grow up.
That's right. And I'll never stop having fun and playing games because I'll never grow up.
Well, where do you live?
Second star on the right and straight out till morning.
What a funny address. Seems a bit long to put on a letter.
Oh, I don't get any mail.
But surely your mother gets letters.
I don't have a mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. No wonder you were crying.
I wasn't crying about mothers, Lady Wendy. I was crying because when I came to hear a story, I lost Tinkerbell, my fairy. And I wasn't crying.
You came to hear a story?
Of course. Stories of faraway lands, princesses, pirates.
You mean you listen to my stories?
I've stood outside that window so many times, just listening to your wonderful stories. I tried telling the lost boys these stories, but I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But you, Wendy Moira Angela Darling, you are a fabulous storyteller.
The lost boys, who are they?
Young boys, just like me, who have run away so they never have to grow up. And I'm their captain.
You're all alone with no mothers?
You could come and be our mother and tell fantastic stories.
Oh,
And
Peter, I'm not sure I know how to be a mother.
what better way to learn? You can sew our clothes and tuck us in at night.
Well, what about John and Michael? Can they come too?
one girl is worth 20 boys. But then again, they can't always come and help you tell stories.
Oh, I can't wait. John? Michael, wake up.
Wendy, we're only allowed one story tonight. Holy cucumber sandwiches, who are you?
This is Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter, this is John and Michael. Boys, Peter's come to take us to a magical land.
Ooh, I don't think Father will approve.
But where we're going, they're Indians, mermaids, and pirates.
Pirates? Count me in.
Mermaids.
But how will we get there?
Easy, we'll fly.
Why?
Think of a happy thought, anything. It really matters not what it may be. Don't try to ask me how, just do it. Nothing can stop you now, you'll be free. You are flying, soaring, gliding. Feel the wind and touch the sky. Fly.
Think of a happy thought, anything. It really matters not what it may be. Happiness everywhere. What should we choose? Do we even care? We'll be free. We are flying, soaring, gliding. Feel the wind and touch the sky.
There's only one thing left to do before we set off, but we need Tinkerbell. Tink! Tink! Where'd you go? Aha! Where have you been? Really? What happened?
A real fairy?
Tink, we need your help now. Wendy, John, and Michael are coming back with us. Yes, I know, but they need a little help. That's right. Perfect. A little fairy dust and we're on our way.
I like the eagle can soar and will fly just like me over the sea, swimming across the sky, floating. I won't even have to try. I'll be free. I am flying, soaring, gliding. Feel the wind and touch the sky. But Peter, where are we going?
Neverland!
As Peter and the children flew towards Neverland, the island began to buzz with word that Peter Pan was returning.
Those rumors reached the ears of the buccaneers aboard the FX Jolly Roger.
Never was a more vile and vicious band of men.
And the most vile and vicious of them all was their leader, Captain James Hook. For years, this despicable band of pirates had tried to capture Peter Pan and his lost boys.
After all, it was Peter who had given their captain his hook.
And every day, Hook plotted a new way to take his revenge. Peter Pan had proven to be a worthy opponent, however, for Hook had not yet succeeded.
Yo ho, the pirates fly, the flag is golden bones. A merry hour, hempen rope, and hey for Davy Jones. A pirate is a scoundrel, and a pirate is a crow. Yo ho for Jolly Roger, and yo ho for Captain Hook. We were
once killed 6,000 men one day. That might have been a slight exaggeration. I see. Well, gentlemen, he's back.
Excuse me, sir. Who's back?
That dreadful boy who cut off my hand and fed it to a wretched crocodile.
Jack be nimble.
Jack, be quick.
Jack jump over the candlestick.
No, you fools!
Peter Pan.
Of course, sir. We knew that.
And I believe that now is the time to strike against Peter Pan and his lost boys once and for all.
Just let me at them darn kids. I'll blow Neverland Force to bits, too.
However tempting that may be, we must be more crafty, more cunning than that. Peter and his lost little kiddies are prepared for such an attack. No, what we need is something a bit more sly.
Sir, we've got it. We'll disguise ourselves as little flowers, and then
we poison their water supply.
Oh, that's a grand idea. Anyone volunteering to sew costumes? I didn't think so.
What if we get those cute little jungle birds at our side?
Yeah, they could easily find those lost little boys.
Carry them off to the dock with you.
How rude.
How rude! Why don't you boys leave the planning to me? Have you forgotten the Buccaneers' motto? Duty, discipline, and dignity. Ah, yes! It's a pirate's duty to pillage, steal, and plunder.
How repetitive! And the pirates must remain disciplined and never under any circumstances miss a meal!
And finally, a pirate must be full of the utmost dignity, because
I say so.
Exactly.
You boys must never become like those little brats, the lost boys. For us, it's duty, discipline, and... Aha! I have it! Now, the lost boys are greedy, right?
Oh yes, very much so.
They're always hungry,
Indeed.
and they can't resist sweets.
Precisely.
So, what we do is we bake a nice little cake with lots of icing. And in between each layer is a bit of poison.
Now, cookie.
An absolutely delicious idea, Captain. We'll leave this cake where the lost boys will easily find it. They'll each grab a bite. And Peter Pan will cut himself the largest slice of all. Before the day is out, they will all be dead.
How tragic.
Heart-wrenching.
Indeed. Oh, Captain, you are so clever. Mrs. Me, you really are much too kind. Now come then. We've got work to do. The lost boys have got a special dessert for you tonight. We don't want to disappoint them. Peter Pan will soon wish he never returned to Neverland.
Well, Wendy, this is it. Neverland.
Peter, it's so beautiful, so wonderful.
Now where are they? Curly, Slightly, Nibs, Toodles. Where can they be?
Who, Peter?
The Lost Boys. Our hideout is right over there, but they're nowhere around. Wait, Wendy, listen.
What? Shh. Toodles, it's Peter. He's back. He's back. Pass it on down.
Nibs, it's me, Toodles. Peter is back.
He's got someone with him. It's a girl!
Does she look friendly?
Curly, we can't see too well from here. Does the girl look friendly?
I guess so.
Well, Wendy, I guess they're not around. We'll just have to go find Peter somewhere else.
Wait, Peter! Hey, what are you doing? Get back here!
Well, come on, guys. We know you're back there. Come on out and meet your new mother.
A mother?
A mother? She doesn't look much like a mother to me.
How would you know? You've never had a mother.
Kids, meet Wendy.
Wendy, what a nice name.
I like it.
Wendy, meet the Lost Boys. And kids, she tells stories.
Stories?
Welcome to Neverland.
That's all right, Wendy. We don't have much experience making sons either. Now that we have a mother, who's going to be our father?
Well, I think Peter would make a wonderful father.
Yeah!
Well, as long as it's just make-believe.
Well, of course it's just make-believe, Peter. Now come, show us around your lovely island. Hooray!
Yeah! Follow me, Wendy.
After you, Mother.
Hey, look, everyone. Look at what I found.
Ooh, it looks delicious.
Wendy, you can tell a story and bake a cake now. Quick, cut the cake, Peter.
Oh boy, does it look tasty.
Dig in, everyone. Wait, children. First of all, I didn't bake this cake. And secondly, cake is not good for you. Besides, you don't want to spoil your suppers, do you?
Are you sure we can't have just a little slice?
Positive. Let's play a game instead.
Okay.
Now, I'll need John and Michael's help with this one. John, will you? John? Michael? Oh no, Peter!
What? What is it?
John and Michael, they didn't arrive on Neverland with us. Must have gotten lost along the way.
John. Michael.
My brothers!
Oh, don't worry. We'll find them. Pink, come with Wendy and I to the lagoon. We may need your help.
Children, just stay here, and I promise that when I return, I'll tell you all another story.
One with dragons,
And genies?
giants, and an ogre?
More people and places than you can imagine.
Hurry back, Mother Wendy.
Come, Pink.
Wait, but what about the gang?
Don't be ridiculous.
Blast! They found themselves a mother. Mrs. Smith, there are few things I fear in this world, but a mother is one of them.
And quite rightly so, sir.
Now we must rethink our strategy.
With all due respect, sir, the children are just over
Oh,
here.
yes, but Peter Pan is gone. When we strike them, Mrs. Smith, I want all of them, not just a few of those lost little kiddies.
Of course, sir.
In the meantime, perhaps we can recruit a bit of help from our friends, the Indians. I'm sure Princess Tiger would be willing to negotiate.
Oh, Captain, your wickedness never ceases to amaze me.
Yes. First we must get their mother. Without a mother, they're nothing but poor little children.
Mrs. Smee. Yes, Captain? Do you hear that? Do I hear what?
But tick-tock, tick-tock. Get that clock away from my hand. You liked it so much, it's wanted the rest of me ever since.
But fortunate for you, he swallowed a clock. Now whenever you hear it tick, you can get away.
Brilliant, Mrs. Smee, just brilliant.
Run!
Wendy! Peter! It's no use, Michael. They're probably just as lost as we are.
As John and Michael made their way through the shadows of the Neverland forest, they were not aware that they were being followed.
Always just a few steps behind the boys were a band of Indians.
Never was it more a wild and wily crew.
And the most wild and wily of them all was their leader, Princess Tiger Lily.
have here?
I'm John, and this is Michael.
And as citizens of the British Empire, we demand.
Demand? No one demands anything of Princess Tiger Lily. The idea is ridiculous.
You mean to tell us that you are a princess?
Princess of what?
Of what you ask? Of what I'll say. We're Indian braves who hunt all day. And you, my friend, will be the prey.
Hunt?
Prey?
Whether it be farce or whether it be true, this warpath game, we play with you.
Some game pretending to kidnap people?
Not very polite, I'd say.
Polite? Whoever said anything about polite? We're Indian braves.
All right, we played their silly game. Now let's go.
Now, where would such strange young gentlemen be off to?
To Neverland.
To tell Peter's story. Lost
Peter.
Boys stories. Lost Boys.
Peter Pan? Is Pan our friend? Or is Pan our foe? Tell us, English gentlemen, how do we know?
How do you know?
How do you know what?
It seems it's about time that Peter and I had a little chat. Come, Indian braves, let's take these young British gentlemen to their captain.
Not so fast, princess! It's been much too long since you and I had a little chat. And take Princess Tiger Lily, leave the others. They are of no use to us. The princess and I, however, have a bit of negotiating to do.
We can't just leave you here alone with the princess.
Yeah, we are English gentlemen. And English gentlemen never abandon their comrades.
Oh, English gentlemen, be careful. The Royal Navy can be at our doorstep at any time.
I've had an English muffin for breakfast before, but I don't think I've ever had an English gentleman.
You'll regret this, Captain James Hook.
We shall see, princess. Take her away!
As John and Michael raced off to find the lost boys, Peter, Wendy, and Tinkerbell looked for help in finding John and Michael.
Peter knew exactly where to go, so we went to the Sea Sisters.
The mermaids of the marsh, daughters of the deep.
Peter Pan came to us.
Wendy, listen closely. These mermaids are friendly, but they can also be rather dangerous.
Dangerous?
Just whatever you do, don't look into their eyes.
Peter?
Just trust me. Come, Tink.
We are the Sea Sisters. Our home is the lagoon. If you wander just right now, you will find out soon. We're mysterious and sly. Don't look us in
This is Wendy. She's our new mother. Her brothers were lost, and we were hoping that you might be able to help us find them.
A mother, Mother Wendy.
Yes, Peter. We'll help you find Mother Wendy's brothers. We watched those two boys as they floated down to the island.
They followed the path into the shadows of Neverland Forest.
That's when the boys met. Them.
Who? Met who?
Princess Tiger Lily and her band of Indian braves.
They took Mother Wendy's friend Michael and started off to find the lost boys.
But wait, Peter. Her brothers are safe for now, but another opportunity will soon arrive.
An alliance will soon be formed to combat the forces of evil on the island.
Watch,
Wait, and listen.
another opportunity is arising.
They're gone. Peter, hurry. We've got to rescue John and Michael.
Wait, Wendy, listen.
Yo-ho, the pirates fly, the flag is stolen comes. A merry hour, heaven rope, and for Davy Jones. Yeah! All right, men, this tree looks sturdy enough to tie a savage Indian to.
Tinkerbell, fly back to the lost boys and tell them to prepare for the word. Both the pirates and the Indians are on the move. Go quick.
Well now, Princess, what do you have to say for yourself?
A time will come, it seems to me, when Indians brave will rule the sea. All pirates will be stuck in muck while the Roger is free. Huh?
Cut it out, Princess!
Will they stay or will they fight? These pirates who are not so bright.
Hey, I think she's talking about us, isn't she?
Stop with the riddles, Missy, or else I'll... Ahoy there! Who's there?
It is I, Captain James Hook. What are you doing there?
Just what you told us to, sir. We're holding Princess Tiger Lily here until you can negotiate with Her Majesty.
Release her!
But Captain!
Let her go or I'll plunge me hook into you!
You better do as the captain says.
Yes, Captain, I
See you had another wicked scheme up your sleeve.
There you are, Princess. You're lucky our captain has such a big heart.
A scheme perhaps, a scheme may be, but soon your hook will be under sea.
Ooh, I think she's threatening us.
Would you stop encouraging her? To the ship, men!
Peter Pan?
Ahoy there!
Who's there?
It is I, Captain James Hook. What are you doing there?
Just what you told us to, sir.
We released the Indian.
What?
We were just following orders, sir.
Orders from who?
We heard you telling us to release Princess Tiger.
Say no more. The lost boys have got a mother, and now they've got this spirit haunting the forest, telling my men to release our most valuable prisoner. Will this ever end?
Just remember, sir.
Your Captain, James Hook.
Commander of the SS Jolly Roger, the finest vessel on the seven seas.
No one else has the resume you do.
Chin up, Captain. After all. Captain, you're the finest. There's no better to be had. From sea to sea and land to land, they call you Hook the Man. I'm telling you, everybody hears you from the bunnies to the bears. In fighting, striking, not a single man compares. Captain Hook, Captain Hook, he's a crook. Captain Hook, Captain Hook, you cannot throw a look. He's the best darn pirate in the land, with a crew of pirates to command. So let's give him a hand, Captain Hook.
Give me a hand. Just what did you mean by that? With your
referring to the crocodile. Then you will just have to wait a while. Why the thought of him makes my head spin now as I think my courage starts to shake. Oh no! Captain, you're the bravest, there's no braver soul than you. From shark to squid to octopus, the one can match you true. And I'm telling you, everybody knows you from the mermaids to the squirrels. Your teeth are green, your hair is black, your mustache always knows. Captain Hook, he's a crook. Captain Hook, you cannot overlook. He's the best on pirates in the land, with a crew of pirates to command. So let's give him a hand. Captain Hook. He's the best on pirates in the land, with a crew of pirates to command. So let's give him a hand. Captain Hook. Captain Hook. Captain Hook.
Oh, the cleverness of me.
All right, listen up now.
Indians, lost boys, I am proud to announce a new alliance. I owe Peter my life, and for that, he has my friendship. Now, for Hook and his pirates, they don't stand a chance.
Now, in honor of our new alliance, we'll have a feast.
Come gather round, it's time to eat.
Peter, we don't have anything to eat. Like we ate flaccid meat this morning.
Nothing to eat? Nonsense. There's always something to eat.
Look, there's muffins.
And roasted ham.
Sweet and delicious plum pie. Chocolate pudding.
And best of all, no vegetables.
And look, Wendy, your favorite, apple cobbler.
And look, cheddar cheese!
You see, Wendy, it's make-believe. Try it.
Dig in, after a few bites, you'll be ready to burst. I close my eyes, I count to 10, imagining again and again. If I wait, I will see on my plate
A tasty roll, as light as air, so moist and warm, though it's not even there.
I can see, I can feel like it's real. Make believe life is just a dream. Make believe it's more than it may seem. What you see does not depend on what is there, so just pretend.
I don't see anything, although I try to dream. Maybe it's just me, but why can't I see?
Just try it again, and you will see. It's not so hard if you just believe.
In the end, you will know it's pretend. It's just a game for me and you. But magic, yes, a dream that's come true. If I cry, I can soar, I can fly. Make believe life is just a dream. Make believe it's more than it may seem. What you see does not depend on what is there, so just pretend.
What's wrong, Wendy? You don't like make-believe?
Oh, make-believe is fine and stories are fun, but...
But what, Wendy?
But I just can't help but thinking about mother and father.
I'm not being a good enough father?
Peter, you've been wonderful. It's my real parents I'm worried about.
Who needs parents? You've got all the fun and games that you could ever need. Right here. You don't ever have to grow up.
Peter, try to understand. This isn't about me and what I want. There are bigger things, more important things than me. You see, Peter, I need to grow up. There's more to learn about the world, more great things to accomplish, more people to love.
Then you're leaving? You're going home?
I have to, Peter. John, Michael, we're going home.
But Wendy...
Do we have to?
Mother and father will be worried sick. Are you sure you have to go, Mother Wendy?
You've been such a lovely mother to us all.
Can't we come with you?
Well...
Please, Wendy. I'm sure Mother and Father would be delighted to help to find homes.
That's all right, Mother Wendy.
We understand.
No, Michael's right. Come home with us and we'll make sure each and every one of you finds a new home with a real mother and father.
Wendy, if I may offer my services, my Indian braves net would gladly escort you to where you can safely take off.
Thank you, Princess Tiger Lily. Boys, John, Michael, go on, I'll be there in a minute.
Tink, you'll fly them home, right? Good.
Goodbye, Peter. We'll miss you.
Now, Peter, I'm pouring you your medicine. Make sure to take it before you go to bed. And goodbye, Peter.
Goodbye, Wendy.
And goodbye was all the great Peter Pan could manage to say.
Filled with despair and wondering what to do, Peter Pan laid down his head and fell fast asleep. But Wendy stepped into the dense woods of the forest, her thick hands grabbed her and covered her mouth. Captain James Cook had captured the children's mother. He has instructed me to take her to the SS Jolly Roger. There, the rest of the pirate band held the Indians, the lost boys, as well as John and Michael.
Hook, however, stayed behind.
And before him lay his enemy, and in his hand Cook held a vial of poison. A poison so strong only a few drops into a grown man. So with that, drop, drip, drop.
Captain Hook delivered the fatal poison into the medicine at Peter's side.
Captain, you're the finest, there's no better to be had. From sea to sea, and land to land, they call you Hook the Bad. Everybody bears you from the bunnies to the bears. In fighting, slighting, not a single man compares.
There remained hope, however. Tinkerbell had escaped from the hands of the pirates, and she flew back to Peter to tell him what happened to the children.
Grown-ups, always getting in the way of everything. Well, Medicine, it's just you and me now, and you're not much fun, that's for sure. Well, you heard Wendy, so here goes. Tink, you're back. What? Is that the Indians and the Lost Boys? Oh no. Hold on, Tink, I need to take my medicine first. What? No, of course I do. No, Wendy said. Hey! Tink! You drank my medicine! Why in the world? Tink? Poison? Tink! Why'd you do it?
She did it to save your life, Peter. You still got work to do.
But what about Tink? I can't just leave her here.
It is common knowledge among the fairy folk that a child's applause will raise a fairy from the dead.
So put your hands together, Peter.
Laugh and bring her back.
Look, she's moving. sisters. Come, King. It's Hook or me this time.
Yo-ho, pirates rise, the flag of skull and bones. A merry hour have been rope and hay for Davy Jones.
Mr. Smear, I was just thinking...
Oh, don't do that, sir. It's a dreadful habit.
No. I was thinking that with Peter Pan dead by now, and the lost children and Indians about to walk the planet, there will be no one left in Neverland worthy enough to be my adversary.
'Tis a shame, sir, but there's always that crocodile. We can always hunt him down.
Oh, that's true. Well, then in that case, let's get on with this. Children, I am making you an offer. Whoever decides to become a pirate right now will not have to walk the planet. Anyone? No volunteers?
Subjects of the British Empire are never pirates.
First and foremost, one must always remember 3 things: duty, discipline, and dignity.
The boy's a pirate after all.
Where does such a young British gentleman learn such things?
I don't remember.
I see. Well, then in that case, we shall start with the mother.
Oh, no, you don't, you scallywag.
Oh, you cut me to the core. Mother, any last words to your children?
Children, we must always remember
Enough to
that.
the plank.
I'll take it with my mother.
Will you stop your blubbering?
You heard him, little girl, to the point.
Don't worry, Wendy. Peter will come and save you.
Oh, I'm afraid not, my little one. You see, Peter Pan is dead.
Dead? He can't be dead. Well, he's Peter Pan.
Sorry to disappoint you, princess.
Not Peter. Peter can't be dead.
Enough! Now, goodbye, Wendy. Silence! This is me. Did you hear a splash? A splash? Yes, a splash. It's the sound that water makes when a little girl falls into it.
No, I didn't hear no splash. Did you? Nope, definitely no splash.
You know what this means, don't you?
The sea is dried up.
No, you fool! It means our little girl's failed to fall in. Something mysterious is at work.
Maybe it is that spirit that was in this forest earlier.
Oh, yeah, Captain, the one that sounded just like you.
Perhaps. You there! I've left you to go investigate this mystery.
But I...
Go at once!
Yes, sir, right away.
We shall get to the bottom of this, won't we, kiddies? Do that! You! I mean, go and find out what the matter with your mate there is.
Sir, we feel it would wise if...
Perhaps.
Just maybe.
Go now, before I plunge me hook into you!
Sir, you have ever been most vile and wicked, and I was thinking...
I have always been told that thinking is a nasty habit!
Mr. Hook.
That's Captain Hook to you, lad.
Captain Hook, might I take this opportunity to warn you?
What? Of what, you little no-good?
Captain, what is it?
It's me, that spirit that was in the forest earlier. Why does he haunt me?
Perhaps because you never obeyed your mother.
Or maybe it's because you terrorize little children.
Or perhaps it's because you never brushed your teeth.
Captain James Hook.
Yes?
Why do you choose this path of evil? Path of evil?
How poetic!
Your men have fallen to their doom as a result of your folly.
Folly?
Doom? And now, Captain, you will meet yours. Spirit, tell me, are you an animal?
No.
Mineral?
No.
Vegetable? boy.
Yes.
Just an ordinary boy?
Of course not. It is I, Peter Pan.
Oh, Peter Pan! And you again!
Wendy!
Don't splash! Just leave him to us, Captain!
We'll take care of him.
No, Backman. This one is mine. First, Peter, tell me you're not Ghost.
No, it is I, Peter Pan, alive and well.
Alive and well. Pan, you are certainly a worthy opponent. And now, my dear Actor 3, we shall end this nonsense. Man, you should have died when you had the chance. Now I have to destroy you in front of your mother and her children.
Come on, Peter!
And listen to them. You don't want to have them go through that, do you? I'm not the one who has to worry.
Now, Hook, let's finish it.
Very well, Peter. Say your prayers.
Indians, lost boys, now!
Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock!
Oh, Mr. Smith! You haven't had the last of Captain James Hook. I shall be the best.
And thus, the great Captain Hook perished. Now it's time for some true British justice.
You scallywags! I hereby sentence you to spend the rest of your lives drinking medicine!
Eating vegetables.
And growing up. Good form, gentlemen. Now, hoist the sails, man the guns, swab the decks, and raise anchor.
Yes, sir!
Right away!
Peter, where are we going?
We're taking you home, Wendy.
And that was how Peter Pan defeated the nefarious Captain Hook.
The SS Jolly Roger then set sail from Neverland.
With Peter at the helm, the Jolly Roger no longer brought fear to the island.
But for now, it had one last journey.
The darling children were going home. For days now, Mrs. Darling had kept watch at the nursery, waiting for the children to return.
That night, as she waited, she had a wonderful dream that her children had returned to her.
Then crawling in through the window, the children crept to their beds and crawled in without making a sound.
It was then that Mrs. Darling woke from such a splendid dream. Oh, if only that dream would come true.
Mother? Mother! Wendy! John! Michael! You're back! And you're safe! Oh, where have you been? Oh, Mother, you wouldn't believe it.
Peter took us to Neverland!
Peter?
Yes, Peter Pan, and there were pirates.
Mermaids!
Indians!
Hogwash, hogwash. Oh, children, you can't imagine how much I missed you. And I almost forgot. Angela, look who I found in the parlor.
Oh, Mother, Father, I'd like you to meet the Lost Boys.
They don't have any mothers, but we can help them find them some, can't we?
Well, I don't see why not. George?
A mother is a very precious thing. And I promise mothers for each of you.
Hooray! Now let's get downstairs and have some breakfast. There's plenty of eggs and fresh bacon for everyone.
Do you mean real food?
Of course.
I can already taste it.
Come, children.
Wendy, aren't you coming?
In a minute, Mother. I just can't help but thinking that Peter still needs a mother.
Yes, and so do you, my daughter.
Boy, why are you crying?
I can't hear any more of your stories. And I'm not crying.
Peter, you can always come to my window and hear stories. As long as I'm alive, that will never change.
Are you sure you can't just come back with me?
Quite sure, Peter. I have my own stories to write now. The greatest adventures of my life lie ahead of me.
I'm not sure I understand.
Perhaps someday you will. But let's forget about that for now.
Wendy, Moira, Angela, darling, won't you tell me just one last story for tonight?
Certainly, Peter. And I know just the one. It goes like this. Never say never in a story. In a story you can go wherever you desire. Just pretend that there is no end.
Tell it one more time.
I'll tell it one more time. Tonight.
Thus ended the adventure of Peter and Wendy. But of course, Wendy was right. The greatest adventures lay ahead.
Before long, Wendy was a true mother, and late one night her daughter Jane was whisked off to Neverland herself.
And years later, Jane's own daughter Margaret had an adventure of her own.
And as time went on, Wendy wrote her life's own stories. But Wendy would never forget her first grand adventure with Peter Pan in Neverland.